Welcome to Emotion Art.
Emotion art, where we sit down and make art with our emotions.
Emotion art.
Creative energy moving outward in conscious expression of feeling.
Emotion art.
Emotion art.
Emotion art.
Emotion because we are literally made of emotion. Art because everything we do wants to be art. Emotion art. Feels.
Emotion art. It's all beautiful. Emotion art. Emotion art.
A space for emotional art. Creative energy moving outward in conscious expression of feeling.
Emotion art.
An emotion art gallery.
This is emotion art.
You're welcome. So Mel, you are welcome here in all your facets.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Finally. You just asked me at the right time again.
We've talked about it many times. It just wasn't the right time.
No, but this time was the right time, I think.
Now it's the right time.
I mean, here we are.
That's the only way I ever know when things are the right time, is when they're happening.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yes, I love questions. They're helpful.
Wait till you hear the question to judge that.
Okay.
The question is, who are you?
Oh, my. Who am I? I go by Melissa for now. Gosh, maybe what am I is easier to answer.
I intend to ask questions that you can answer in so many different ways just to see how you answer, to see where you go, because there is something sitting in front of me that is not me.
Yeah.
I have no idea who you are, what's happening in your head. What are your experiences like? What is it like to be a Melissa?
Who I am is hard to really define. And I think I don't necessarily want to maybe ever define it. I want to keep being and keep growing and moving and changing. So the who is that, I suppose. It's the essence of me.
You are not a thing. You are many things in many different times. That's what I hear you saying.
Yeah, that is true. I am many things, and at any point I can be something different. It's an adventurous, beautiful way to exist and not to be put into a box or held down or constricted by definition.
Is that something that you actively fight against?
Oh, do I fight against the box? Oof, no, I explore the box.
How do you decide what to be in each moment?
I don't decide. I just am.
Okay.
Something inside decides, and I just am right with it.
What is that thing inside?
Maybe my spirit, the conductor is what I call it. My conductor decides. I'm just going along for the ride.
Obviously, it's all part of you because it's inside you.
It's not just inside, but it's of me. It's like it is me. It surrounds me. It's through me.
How do you communicate with it? What does that deciding thing look like? What is that? Is it a voice? Is it a...
I would say I'm a big feeler, like a sentient being. I would say my senses are quite awake and inside and outside. So whatever nuances I'm experiencing on the outside are creating chemistry inside, and the combination of those two things becomes me.
And you have a brain that's watching and analyzing and keeping you safe from cliffs and bears.
Yes.
But do you see the brain doings as different from the conductor doings?
Oh, yeah. My brain is more for functionality, I suppose, like putting things into compartments and keeping things organized and memories in check, and to keep my body functioning.
So you have what I think of as a healing practice.
I do. I practice with the license of massage therapy, and so I am able to touch the body and explore the body. I've been doing that for close to 25 years now.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's body is different, but there are nuances that are the same. Like we all have a brain, we all have a heart, we all have kidneys, we all have all the parts,
Yes.
I like to explore those pieces of us and discover what's hiding. And oftentimes the hidden parts, the quiet parts of us are tending to speak the loudest, I guess. And I like to give a voice to those pieces.
And you can communicate with the quiet, hidden parts of people that are not you.
I can.
What got you interested in massage in the first place?
I was on my way to becoming a dancer and studying professionally, and I bought myself a massage when I was 19. I went to this little hole-in-the-wall spa place in Mendocino, California, which actually is a place that I ended up working. But I went and bought myself a massage, and I laid down on the table, and within like 5 minutes, I just knew this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It just hit me, and something about it was like this beautiful dance, basically, of what I experienced. And so it translated really beautifully onto the table, and I was able to gravitate towards that movement, and the comfort that it offered me is just like everything. And so within the next year after receiving that massage, I was in school myself. I went to a really small school in Crestone, Colorado. The foundation was all taught under the Eastern philosophies, and lots of energy work was taught to us. It's hard to know what is energy. How do you even describe it? I had no clue what I was feeling, what was going on in somebody else's body, but I knew what was going on in my body. And I found there to be this really unique experience that came alive in me when my hands were on people. And my practice was, when I started way back when, it was really clinical because I didn't understand energy work. So I was more focused on osteopathic work and mobility and doing medical-based massage, for 19 years or so. And then I had this moment of wanting to let all that go and just letting my intuition guide me. And when I decided this is how I wanted to move into my new practice, which is Armadillo Moon, my first practice was Balance by Choice. And I let that go and then turned it to Armadillo Moon. And Armadillo Moon is all about following the intuition and letting that intuitive guidance lead me into the work, rather than having my clinical mind be working and structuring my sessions based on somebody's body's dysfunction. Armadillo Moon is a organic study of human nature, and it works through the systems of intent listening with the eyes and listening with the ears and listening with the heart. I have a unique way of accessing emotional energy in the body and reading the emotional body, which taps into stored trauma and stored information. I think and believe that trauma creates patterns, and if there's any form of excess in our bodies, it's important to balance that out and bring in homeostasis. I refer to forms of natural medicine, healthy ideas of diets, healthy ideas of daily habits, exercise, meditation, movements, what we choose to do with our time.
The physical body, you don't have to convince anybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain what a physical body is. Everyone knows it because their back hurts and their elbow hurts and they have a headache. And we know we have thoughts because we're anxious and depressed or joyful. So massage therapy is easy to wrap my mind around. And you are a massage therapist.
That's right.
But I think what I hear you saying is that massage therapy is how you got to where you are, but massage therapy no longer describes what you do. And you are actively moving towards something more.
Something more.
Okay, so there's 3 books by Barbara Brennan: Hands of Light, Light Emerging, and like Core Light Healing or something like that.
Okay.
And she describes, it's basically a textbook of the non-physical body.
Mm-hmm.
But what is that? Is it like a case? Is it like what do you deal with? And you say you have ways to interact with emotion energy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have emotions, but I often don't even know how to interact with my own emotions.
Mm-hmm.
How could you interact with my emotions? So these are all questions that I'm like, what do you do? What is it that you're interacting? What do you see? I don't know.
Well, we have a physical body and we have an energetic body, which lives somewhat outside of us and inside of us. I feel like there's tendencies for humans to just hold on to their physical body. And this is what we have. This is what's tangible. This is what we feel. But there are nuances that are inside and outside of us that are just as tangible, but not necessarily connected with. I think we have a big form of disconnection happening between ourselves and what we are as beings. So we can describe our sensations through feelings, through emotions. And those are the things which drive us and also create patterns of dissonance or unsatisfaction.
Physically?
Physically, yes. So conditions can form, disease can take shape, we can become sick and unhappy. And if we're always just focused on this physical part of us, then that's all we're gonna work on or work through. And there's so much more to explore. And I enjoy exploring those other pieces. And I think there's an important piece that is missing within the medicine world as a whole, if we want to look at holistic medicine, and that is tapping into the spirit realm and healing that part of us.
What's the benefit of doing healing work in the spiritual realm or on an energy body?
The way that I look at it is we have so many options. There's lots of different forms of doctors. We have osteopathics, we have brain surgeons, we have heart surgeons, we have people who study joints, we have skin doctors, we have dietitians, we have all these beautiful ways that we can treat the body. And I just feel like treating the energetic spiritual body is just as important. It's like you go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned and you come to me and get your spirit cleaned.
I think what I hear you saying is the physical symptoms that people experience in their physical body actually come out of something deeper that's happening in a energy or a spiritual body.
Yeah, they come from a place that is, you're born with something. You're born with a purpose. You're born with a mission.
You think everybody's born with a mission?
Oh, yeah. And it can be really simple or really profound. Not that simple isn't profound, but you know, some people's mission is just to have babies and produce children. Some people's mission is to build cities or run a nation. We all have different missions, or purpose, I feel like is a better word. That drive is in us. That energy is in us. And if we are ignoring it or we're not listening to what we are meant to be doing, then our body responds in a real physical way. and we can develop many conditions. We live in a time when there's a lot of depression, and you think like, well, why is that the case? And we're not utilizing our physical body in the way that we're meant to be utilizing them. Our bodies are meant to be very active and moving and crawling around and digging and
scrolling TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Or that, This is what we do all day long.
Then the body's not used.
Yeah, the body is not used. Nothing's getting processed. Everything's just getting channeled from this to this. It's very micro world, but we live in a macro world. And
And it's like you create a room that just has this intense echo chaos and just builds and builds and builds as you're scrolling.
Yeah.
And your thoughts echo off each other.
It reverberates.
Yeah, with the algorithms.
Yeah.
Just saying, what is it? What is your pupil size doing? What is your? Let's get that dopamine hit.
Yeah, and dopamine. Tick, 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 tick. We're gonna trick out. Just what is it called when a computer fries itself? So in our mind, in our brain, we have all these neural pathways that are developing and moving and always growing. But here we are in this tiny micro world of things where the one pathway is just repeatedly going in and out and just getting deeper and wider. And if you think about the brain and digging holes, it should have many, many pathways. But here we are, just building one big giant tunnel of madness. And then what do you fill that madness with, or that hole with? You fill it with whatever you intake, whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you smell, and just fills it. And if you're just surrounding yourself with shit, that's what you're going to become eventually. I'm really into human evolution and really curious about where we're going as a society, as we are in nature. It's interesting and fun to imagine where we're going and what's going to be happening with our evolution. And I do believe that there's an innate piece to us that has been missing for quite a long time, and that's the primal piece. We have been conditioned out of our primal nature, and I do believe that most of us are screaming for it and acting out in primal ways that are not being noticed anymore. If you think about war happening and the battles happening, we have primal instincts to fight and to protect and to stand up for what's right. But we're doing this in such big, drastic ways and causing so much destruction because the louder we are, the further away from our hearts we are. And so if you think about everything happening in really big ways, it's that is actually our spirit's way of trying to express what it's needing, but it's becoming so loud that it's almost too big to see. And the spirit is taking on shape of not just one of us, you and me, but now maybe we are a collective in it, and maybe 3,000 of us are doing the same big thing where we're so dramatic that we've lost sight of what is needed. I don't know, that's kind of a tangent of sorts, but...
Well, it doesn't feel like a tangent to me because this is the pain that you see in the world. This is the hurt that you see in the world. So, I mean, the question I have from that is, you see a hurt in the world that you want to help heal.
Yeah.
And you're pursuing your mission through Armadillo Moon.
That's right.
How do you help heal that hurt in the world around you through your practice?
One person at a time. If I can somehow change or help or support someone's hurt and create a space for them to be expressive, to be seen, to be heard, to be held, to be touched, and then to be guided, I suppose. That's not quite a word that I am using yet, but sometimes we need to be guided. And if I can help someone through their process of transforming their pain, then they will become a happier, healthier person. And that only spreads.
And you're doing that through guiding people into connection with their primal self.
That's a part of it, yes. Tapping into the primal being is definitely a big part of it. Talking about the stories that have been created in the mind and in the life of one person, and etching through those stories and learning where those stories live within the body and how to utilize them for growing or gaining access to personal knowledge, your knowledge.
So you're not just using what you bring, you're using the knowledge that the person you're working with brings.
That's right. I am able to access that information for the person, passively and directly. It's important to me for a person to be able to attain the information themselves and come up with solutions for their own feelings or their own conditions or their own pain. I just offer suggestions, really, and encourage the information out.
Is that knowledge that you're tapping into, is that what you're referring to when you say their primal self, their primal body?
Yeah, primal being, primal body, primal self. Being. It's all the primal.
Okay. And that makes me think of like prehistoric.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm imagining you're talking about, I don't know, what do you mean by primal, I guess?
Well, we don't just come from this time and place. We come from many times and many places. Our bones and our skin, everything is made of this matter that exists for eons. And within us, we are carrying history, and within that history is purpose. And we can go back to a time when we existed without having all this distraction. We probably were more happy society. We were more happy, more cohesive, I suppose. We lived in closer connection or closer relationship with our purpose. If you think of like birds, their purpose, what's the bird's purpose? Like, we're not much different from that. And we've blown these ideas out of proportion. And now we're living in a world where somebody else designed like all the structure for us. And it's really hard to keep up with. So our bodies are responding in really dramatic ways. Our nervous systems are really unhappy. It's impossible sometimes to catch up, or it feels that way. We are wrapped around this idea of success and burdened by it, really. And so in simple forms, if we can be more like the birds, we'd probably be happier. And so if we think about our primal nature, our primal body, what does that mean? What are we supposed to be doing? What are we meant to be doing?
What is the bird's purpose?
What is the bird's purpose? Well, the bird wakes up, it sings a song, it perches on its branch, it harvests food, it builds its nest. It's
just part of an ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. And we are also part of that ecosystem.
To feed and be fed.
Simply.
Which is kind of gruesome if you think about it, but that's literally the purpose of just about everything in nature, quote, nature, that I can think of, is to feed and be fed.
Yeah.
And spread seeds to feed.
Mm-hmm.
To feed doesn't just mean being eaten yourself. I mean, all creatures spread seeds for plants and stuff in their own way.
Mm-hmm. Our world is changing,
Yes.
Yeah. and we have no control over this, right? So if you pay attention to the birds, they offer us really beautiful lessons. They're part of the ecology, and our job is almost to witness that ecology, to be present with it and to be one with it. And now we're saying, oh, birds don't even exist. You know what I mean? But really, I believe that our surrounding world is here for us to observe and to listen to and to follow. Like they're our teachers, and our job is simply really to eat and sleep and spread seed. So our children can eat and sleep and spread seeds, and it's pretty simple. And of course, our resources are running out, and so things are changing. Our world is changing, and everybody's freaking the fuck out. So it makes sense why we are drastically responding or reacting. We are in a reactive state, basically, of we are dying as a species, which doesn't mean that we're going to be extinct. It means that we're going to evolve. And I would like to be a part of that evolution. And what Armadillo Moon is a culmination of New World, Old Age medicine, Eastern and Western philosophies coming together, enriched cultural practices in support of evolutionary growth.
I mean, I hear you describing almost a retrograde revolution, like an evolution back to something. Because when we were talking about birds, in my mind movie was playing a video of a hummingbird with a suit and tie on, sitting at a desk, taking sips of nectar and working on numbers and figures and calculations to figure out how to make sure that that jar of nectar is right there to take sips from. I imagine that hummingbird going into your practice and being like, I'm so depressed. I hurt my whole whatever. I have this disease, or I have this whatever. And you're just like, oh, let me see what's going on. And then you go into that hummingbird's spiritual, like thought body, like you use the knowledge that it has forgotten, that it doesn't have access to, and you don't use it, but you say, hey, look right here. What I see is flowers and this crazy flitting and fluttering and these fighting rituals and these mating rituals and like all this chaos of abundant life. And you're just trying to move its gaze to look from that jar of nectar to the wildness that it's forgotten.
Yes, exactly. How it feels to me is that there's a division happening between growths, and we have AI coming in, and we're growing really fast in this really new way, and we're also growing really fast in a really old way, and it's very confusing.
So as long as that hummingbird is sitting in that office chair, and that's what it feels like its purpose is, those wings that are supposed to be beating whatever hundreds of times per second, how can they be healthy being still?
Exactly. Yeah, they're not doing what they're meant to be doing. Yeah. It's interesting that you brought up the hummingbird, because hummingbird is a really precious piece to my story personally here. I mean, this is my story personally here. But I have a spiritual connection to the hummingbird, and I've been told by the hummingbird that the shift is happening and that transformation is here, and we are evolving, and even the idea of spirit is going to be transforming and changing and moving through us. And we are vessels for this form of energy. We basically are the puppets for it. And our jobs are to just be with it and it's going to redesign the earth in a way that we can care for it better, or that it can care for itself, which might mean a lot of destruction and chaos and mess for a little while. Everything has to get really bad for a minute before it can get really good. And we're in that phase of things becoming uprooted and dismantled, and the structure that we've known for so long, it's actually a very new structure that we live in, is a broken structure, and it's not sustainable structure. So we have to go back into a time when we were more primal and living more in connection with the earth and in a cohesive way. And I feel like that is a big part of why we're suffering so expansively within ourselves and within the collective. That disconnects from the earth itself is drastically showing up in our lives and in our bodies.
So do you have any readily accessible or safe to talk about examples of what it is that you're doing, like an anecdote of somebody you've worked with?
Yeah. So energy, it's malleable, it's changeable, it's transmutable. If you think about a big ball of condensed energy, it's so heavy and weighted, it feels heavy like lead. Over time, that lead changes and changes and changes slowly. I kind of want to refer to myself. Okay, I think that's probably the safest way to do this. Inside myself, I carry trauma and I carry stories that are painful. Inside my body, I can feel the condensed energy gathered and needing a place to go. It doesn't belong in me, but it is in me. And I have a daily practice where I tap into this and I listen to it. I feel it and I ask it basically, like, what is it that you need? And it responds to me. Sometimes it says, I just need to be heard. And I say, okay, hear you. What is it that you need to say? And maybe the message is, today I need to write. And so I'll sit and I'll write. And then out of me comes whatever it needs to say. I allow myself just to be in the flow of expressing it. And once I express it, through writing maybe, there's other forms of this energy that it needs to be expressed in different ways, but sometimes it needs to be written. It has a voice. That voice is a little bashful or a little afraid to come out. It's like a hurting child. If we want to go back into my life and time, it potentially could be from a time when I was a child where my voice was not feeling safe to come out, but it still is there and wants to come out. And so the avenue for that voice is through writing. When I let that energy flow, I tap back into my body, and then lo and behold, it feels better. I go to my next spot. Hello, pain. Yes, I feel you there. What is your need? Oh, your need is to dance. Beautiful. I turn on some music and I let it flow. Sometimes that dance can throw me into fits of crying. It's an expression. It's an emotional expression that wants to come out of me. And I let it flow. And then afterwards, I check in with my body and lo and behold, wow, it feels better. So there's one way that I would encourage a client to tap into their energy. What is it that you're holding? And what is it that it's saying? What is it that it's needing? How does it want to be expressed? There are lots of ways that we can express this energy. And the best, most potent way to offer it is to offer it back to the earth, to the place where we come from, The earth itself is asking us to, it says, I can hold you. If we give our energy back to the earth, then it can take that energy and produce beautiful things. If you think about spreading seeds, this energy that we contain and hold can be given back to the earth as a form of seed, and the earth knows what to do with it. And the earth is a very non-biased being, right? It has the best intentions. This is where I believe that we need to channel our energy collectively into healing ourselves and then into healing the earth and become a cohesive unit once again.
And this is the primal energy.
This is very primal, yeah.
You described one little tiny snapshot into a way that you work with your own primal energy.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes to you, you help them to be able to hear the primal energy that they have been blocked off to? Or do you hear their primal energy? Like what?
Yeah.
What's the process?
I think it's both.
Okay.
This is all really new to me.
When you say this, do you mean the words to describe everything?
Yeah, the words to describe everything, and me actually giving myself space to do this.
Okay.
Like, I've been in practice for a long time now, but not knowing how to give language to it. I've just been really listening and paying really close attention for a long time. When I first put my hands on a human, it was like, oh, what is happening here,
Because you could feel something more than the body?
I could hear.
Okay.
I could hear something more. I wasn't just feeling a body. I was just like, whoa, like, what's all this? Before we were even, I guess I would say, allowed to put our hands on a body during school, we first learned how to read energy with trees. And our first lessons were we would have these really intense morning practices where we would go into meditation, hypnosis, breathing exercises, opening up all our channels, connecting in with our systems, clearing ourselves, reconnecting with the earth. And then after feeling your eternal being coming alive, now you are asked to go out into the woods and find a tree. Okay, now what? Everything's just like running so smoothly inside your body. You feel expansive and bigger than yourself, meaning like, okay, we have this body here, but after meditation and movements, our morning meditations and movement, I would feel as big as like the town I lived in. It was like my bubble was just huge, And so now this huge bubble, I would call this my human biome, is now to go out into the wilderness and find a tree and sit with a tree. So I feel all the feelers. Where is my tree? Where am I going? Kind of almost blindly, without even eyes. You just feel with your being, your heart maybe. And you find a tree, and then the human brain gets in the way of like, okay, now what? And after a while, that now what dissipates. And then you just are. And when that connection happens, the just are connection, somehow you become that tree and you can hear that tree. I knew that my ears could hear deeply because I could hear the trees. I also known that my ears could hear deeply because even as a small child, I could hear things, often calling them imaginary. But as I literally can see the object in front of me, I know that I'm not imagining it, but somehow I can hear it. So it's just kind of a unique ability I believe that I have and that I've been tapped into quite a long time and curious about for a long time. So the moment I put my hands on the body the first time, I was just like, whoa, there are so many sounds, so many voices coming alive here. I didn't know how to bring that to my mind and my mouth to make sense of it. And so I just internalized what I was experiencing for 20 years and let myself just be quiet with it, observant with it. and not really asking questions, not asking for direction, but just simply paying attention. And over time, I began to notice certain patterns existing in people that were on point with one another. I call these channels meridians. They're meridian channels. We all have them. They're all the same. And within each of these channels, there's a different form of sound and energy. If our nature is to be moving in fluid motion with our surroundings, then our channels will be moving smoothly and coherently with one another, creating homeostasis or creating safety or creating peace within our systems. If we are not moving in an optimal way and we're being destructive or we're hurting ourselves in some form of way, then our energetic lines become confused and disorganized and out of alignment. And so as I, have my hands on somebody, listening to their meridian lines and channels, listening to all those tones, I somehow am able to hear their stories, hear what's condensed in them, what's held in them. And I will formulate a story or an idea in my mind that helps the person connect to their own story. That's my hopes in session, is that we can tap into whatever is needing to be tapped into, and it can just be guided out. And hopefully it comes directly out of the person's own mouth, aha, I have a brilliant idea now, or, oh, I haven't felt this story in a long time, or I forgot about that moment. And so it's a reconnection. It's a form of reconnecting oneself to their memory, to awaken something.
Have you thought about or developed, like, for lack of a better language, an elevator pitch? Do you have an elevator pitch, like someone that knows nothing about you in 30 seconds, you can draw them in, give them that thing that they can connect to viscerally, emotionally?
I've had a really hard time doing this because what I'm offering feels really expansive and feels really deep. I listen a lot to the bones. I do a lot of osteopathic work, Chinese medicine. I do a lot of that. It's holistic work. It's psychotherapy. It's mind work. The pitch is hard. I'm literally like writing a book, and have hundreds and hundreds of pages written out, trying to explain what it is that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So no, I don't have an elevator pitch yet, but maybe something can help me do that. Maybe AI, can help me do that. Well,
you take all those words you've written and just put them into a ChatGPT and say, condense this into a 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah. The work that I do is really potent. It's life-changing. I don't take it lightly. I'm very serious about this work. I'm afraid to even do it sometimes because it's so profound. I see it as a piece that is starving, and it is my art. If I take on a new client, we learn and we grow together. I'm learning and growing right along with them. Each time I meet with somebody, I develop something new and learn something new. It's never ending. That's why I think it's hard to just put it into 30 seconds. Yeah. Our beings are very dynamic.
Mm-hmm. And you're using so many different thought models and ideologies and practices to the end of connecting somebody's conscious awareness with their subconscious or unconscious.
Their unconscious.
Energy, body, meridian lines. I hear a lot of different words, but I feel like they're all pointing at the same thing.
They do. They are. It's really simple. And there's all these avenues that I can take to describe it. So depending on who is in my space, in my professional space, that's the direction I go. If you just want to talk about muscles, I could talk about muscles all day long, but I know what's underneath those muscles.
The physical body's easy for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's muscle. That's just muscle memory for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I got into trusting this. It's like I trust that knowledge. That knowledge is ingrained in me. And my hands know it. My mind knows it. I could speak to it all day long. The other stuff, the quieter stuff, the shadowy stuff, the unconscious stuff, that's the honey. Those are the pieces that I want to talk about. But most people aren't awake to those pieces. And in fact, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to explore those pieces. So I have to do it in a way that is accessible for people or digestible.
Otherwise, you might as well move out to the middle of the woods.
Yeah, well, thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on the, whatever you want to call it, awakening journey or healing journey, there comes a point probably for everybody where they're just like, this would be so much easier if I just got away from it all because it's so abstract and nobody gets it. Nobody understands this thing that I'm seeing. But I'm suspicious as I go through that process, I keep coming back to the realization that it's not that nobody understands, it's that I don't understand well enough to explain.
Yeah.
That's why I read books and listen to podcasts and talk to people on microphone because every time, like you're saying, I understand pieces of it that I didn't before.
Yeah.
And what I think I hear in a thread through this is that shadow, that energy, that thing that's below, beneath, around, outside of, inside of, that is so intangible to the three-dimensional perceptions is more substantial than the muscles and bones and ligaments and...
Oh, man. It's huge. I mean, it connects us to everything. It's much bigger than just this physical body. Much, much more bigger.
Yeah.
It carries a lot more information.
Yeah.
Having access to that or opening up access to that it's necessary.
And it's the gift, it's the art that you're offering to the hurting world around you.
Yeah.
Which you can do because you offered it to yourself.
It's true.
Your hurting self.
My hurting self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day I offer it to myself.
If somebody wanted to reach out to you, maybe just curious, or maybe it resonated and they were like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I need. Because you can't, like, sometimes you just have that feeling of this. How would they get a hold of you? What do you like? How do you want people to interface and connect with you?
I've always worked through word of mouth mostly for all the years that I've been in practice. Knowing that I exist here in the world and I'm an open-hearted book, you can just ask a friend. I have a website. It's kind of a silly thing to have, but I have it, and that's one way you can access me too. And I say it's silly because I don't know what the point is, honestly, of having a website if no one's going to go to it.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of just exists. And
yeah, websites are kind of getting more and more archaic, I guess.
I still feel like word of mouth is the best way for people to have access to me. It's a unique world we live in. So
you're saying that you have a website, go there if you want, but really just if you have the intention to connect with me, you're going to find me.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's abstract.
And it happens that way. People who come to me, they don't even know why they're coming to me but they heard. They said, they always say, okay, here's my spiel. When someone new walks in the door, I'm like, wow, you are so brave. How did you hear about me? How did you hear? And it's always like a referral, a friend, you know? And those are the people that stick. It's really rare that I get somebody like from just coming to my website. I don't think I actually have ever gotten just a rando. I don't even know if they exist for me. People who come to me are meant to come to me. And then they never leave me, which is really cool too. They always come back. It's a slow process, one little thing at a time, you know? And it could be as simple as your morning routine. How do you brush your teeth in the morning? Let's talk about it. Yeah. Armadillomoon.net is my website. Look it up.
And you have a social media presence?
Somewhat, yes. Armadillo Moon Medicine on Instagram.
Perfect.
Or my name on Facebook. If you want to read my writing, it's mostly on Facebook is my personal story and all that I hold there. And so,
what's your name?
My name is Melissa Montague.
Okay.
I'm always learning, like I'm always reading and studying, and I always try new things, like practicing new things as I'm developing and changing. Right now, my focus is on psychotherapy and nervous system health. I access all that through craniosacral massage work on the table. If I can reset the nervous system 10 to 20 to 30 times in one session, like I want to do that for someone, and I want the person to leave my table and my space with a reset nervous system, absolutely. But luckily, I'm pretty good at what I do, so it works pretty quickly.
Do you do it remotely ever? Like over Zoom or?
I think that's something in the future that I will be doing. It might more so look like supportive work. Maybe after having a session in person, then we meet over Zoom for every week for a while just to check in and make sure that things are feeling good. Remotely is a little bit tricky for me because my hands want to feel. And I'm not quite trusting of what my mind interprets without my hands.
So watch this space.
Yeah.
Coming in the future.
Yeah.
Since what we're looking at is outside of the dimension that we can physically perceive, from every different place you look at it, it's going to be something different to say. So there will always be more, always. And you're always learning. So there's always going to be more.
I went through a phase 2 years ago where I was calling this medicine primordial medicine. I think that's a really cool word, primordial. Alchemy is another word.
Armadillo Moon. Primordial alchemy. Yeah, it does kind of sound good. And you are an alchemist. Like literally change is alchemy and healing is change. So all healers are alchemists. That's how that makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's serious business, but it is light. You know, you go to a therapist and you talk about your feelings and your emotions, and afterwards you might need a nap. You might need to like feel heavy. I want you to come to me and leave feeling lighter, more bouncier. Even though we talk about really hard things, there's a lot of playful elements to this, and part of that taps into the primal being. Like we are very playful beings, and we are meant to crawl around on the floor and be silly and wiggle, and it's not all thick and uncomfortable.
So you're helping people learn how to play again.
Yes, absolutely.
And the hummingbird movie is playing in my mind again.
It's so important. Yeah.
Stuck in the drudgery, one foot in front of the other. You forgot you had wings.
Yeah. If we think about our pineal gland in our mind and our inner ears and everything that's going up in our head is meant to like wiggle around and move around to keep everything nice and loose and fluid in there. If we become rigid, then everything becomes rigid. Our thoughts become rigid. Our life becomes rigid. Our body becomes rigid.
No wonder everyone's sick and hurting and back going out.
Yeah. So I guess do your somersaults, roll around. If you see a hill at the park, just take yourself and roll down it. Go play on the swings. I oftentimes will pull clients out of the room and we'll just do wackadoo things outside. We'll become children again. So it's a gentle approach.
Now I'm seeing that creek.
Yeah.
That water, that flow, it is gentle.
Very.
And it is always moving.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a hummingbird playing in it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just watching my own movie here.
Did I tell you about the hummingbird that came to me?
Mm-mm.
No?
I mean, you said that a hummingbird said something to you earlier. But.
Yeah. I have a friend hummingbird that came to me, and like, if we want to talk about where I'm going with this all, I feel like I'm a helper in transition in some way, in some form of like life and death almost. Eventually, I will move into that space of where I'm helping people transition. I've had connections with animals and death a lot in my life. It's kind of an abstract and morbid thing, but a hummingbird came to me and it perched itself up above the chair that I sit in every morning or every day and meditate and think. And it perched itself on the string light and died and clung itself to the string. And there it still sits. And I was like, holy crap, what is this hummingbird doing? Dead here. And my morbid self is like, it's here for me to talk with it. And so I sat with the hummingbird that is dead above me and I chatted with it. And she's the one that told me, like, we're in transition. And she's the one that gave me this message. Like, grandmother spirit is moving through us and we are becoming her, and the world is changing. The world is going to be healthy again. And you're going to see a change in yourself. You're going to see a change in others. People are going to want to plant flowers and be more in the garden. People are going to be more interested in growing their own food, being better neighbors. And so it's a really beautiful message that came through this little creature above me. But this is one of the ways that I tap into my own primordial self, is by paying attention to my surroundings and what comes to me. I ask these questions of like, why? Why are you here? What do you have to say to me? And then comes the answers. I think at the time when I'm working with someone, I somehow become a bridge. I've been called that anyways. And I think that makes sense to me, is like I am something that connects something. And I allow for the passage of something to come through. And sometimes that passage, it comes through me onto somebody else. And then sometimes it comes through from that person out of me. So if I'm a conduit, my hands are on them, they receive a message. Sometimes they go home, and they don't know what they're experiencing on the table. But then all of a sudden, something in their life pops, like, oh, I have an idea, And so that's me kind of like being the bridge for somebody to receive a message. And sometimes the body itself has a message that needs to be heard. I guess if that makes sense.
It makes sense abstractly.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes me want to ask, where do you bridge to? Obviously, the person in front of you.
Yeah.
But you being the bridge.
Yeah.
What are you bridging to?
I'm bridging to time, space, and eternity. I'm bridging to the cosmos, to the earth, to the elements.
Something beyond the understanding of this brain, these senses. Yeah.
You have to let go of the brain and let your other parts come awake. When I'm in session, I open my eyes to seeing. I open my ears to hearing. I open my heart to feeling. Shut off my brain.
Opening your eyes, ears, heart, shutting off your brain. Are those the same, one and the same?
Yeah, it's kind of like a practice. You call it meditation practice.
Okay.
My ability to speak with and speak to and speak of it is becoming stronger. It's really interesting too, when I am in it and expressing it, I feel completely whole and safe, completely free. And so I know that it's somehow a calling or something inside of me that is me coming more alive.
I know I've asked this question already. Do you have words or thoughts for what it is? Other than, because cosmos, energy, like these are words I hear, and everyone's using some version of these words, but what is it?
What is it? What is it that you're like asking exactly? That would be helpful.
I guess I don't know what your worldview is,
Yeah.
but if you were a Christian, you'd probably say it's God.
Oh, it's definitely God.
Okay.
But I'm not Christian.
Sure. Oh, I just used that. That's my past. So I just pulled the easiest thing out.
Yeah, it is like God.
Okay.
It's just something bigger than me.
Okay.
Something that feels really pure, non-biased. It's consciousness, I would say.
Like the consciousness that's already there watching.
Yeah, it's already there. And it changes, it like dances. It changes shape, changes sound, it changes smell. It's alive and organic.
And probably no matter how much you try to describe it, each person's experience is different.
Oh, yeah.
So I can only understand it to the extent of what I experience.
Yeah.
Okay. A little while ago, you talked about a transition point.
Yeah.
Where you went from more of a clinical
Mm-hmm.
physical body manipulation to more energetic, spiritual. I love the word spiritual.
Yeah.
Because it just refers to the things that are not commonly accessible with our physical senses. What happened? What opened your eyes?
Well, I work in aha moments. So how this moment came to me was I was going through a hard time, and I was sitting in my chair in the back porch, and I was just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with myself? And it was like, aha, I got it. I need to go back to massage school. That's when that transition started. It was like, I don't necessarily really need to go to massage school again, but I want to. I want to learn again. I want to gain another new perspective. And then I went through the school, went through the program again. And while I was there, gosh, this is going to sound maybe a little cocky.
Sweet. You're human.
Yeah. I knew I could do better. I could teach better. I had more skills and more techniques and more tools under my belt than most of the teachers that were teaching there. And so I started to examine myself in another way of like, okay, what is special about me? What do I have to share? And I have a really special, unique ability to listen. And that's what I wanted to focus on. I wanted to focus on my listening.
So did you take a break from it? Like, why did you decide to go back to school?
Oh, yeah. Okay. When we moved to Corvallis from Colorado, I didn't have a national license. I was just certified in Colorado at the time.
Okay.
And I was a young mama. And at the time, it was like, gosh, I don't even know if I am going to have the time and space to even practice massage. So maybe I just let it go for a while and not worry about it, So kind of funny too. It was like went through a time where maybe it was like 2 years where I didn't actually put my hands on anybody in a massage-y kind of way. But I still had my massage table. And finally we were getting ready to move again. We've moved so many times, but this time it was like, you really need to get rid of some things. And I was like, well, I haven't been massaging, so maybe I just let that table go and clear up that space. And the moment I sold the table, it was like, what am I doing? I can't sell that table. And so I immediately bought another table. So during the hiatus, I would say I never stopped working. I just stopped advertising. And the aha moment of me going back to school was because I knew I had something special to offer, and I wanted to have an avenue to offer it.
And as you went through the school, what I heard was something woke up inside you and started pushing and started stretching. And you were like, what is this?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now I see where we're going here. Yes.
I don't. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
This is fascinating.
Well, it is fascinating. And it's like, yeah, there was a piece inside of me that was laying dormant, I would say, and it awoken. And honestly, I've been thinking about that. I think it was probably flipping COVID, that got it going. It was like that crazy fever.
And COVID changed everything.
Yeah. So I think when I got COVID, like the fever of that sickness boiled my blood. And it's like my ancestral blood is just alive now, and it's been developing and growing and becoming wiser, I would say.
I mean, it was never completely dormant because you got rid of your table and it was like, hello.
Yeah, no.
You might want to get that again.
Yeah, it's been a very like gentle whisper, I would say, inside of me for a long time. And that awoke. I remember like tripping the fuck out just in meditation. Yeah, once you see something so beautiful and so like the cosmos, just coming through your closed eyes, minds, like, you know what I mean?
Like a synthesis of all your senses.
Just awakening, and then you explore what that is. And
like sometimes I think people use the word see or hear or feel just to describe something that is beyond all of that, because it's so many different types of sensations that you're starting to get.
Yeah. We have outside seeing and hearing and sensing, but this is more like inside hearing, seeing, and sensing. Seems like the deeper that you go inside, it's also like the more expansive you go on the outside.
It's kind of like you're going inside to find the true picture of what's outside.
Or just you're given some kind of like new image, a new perception. My gift, the gift that was given, was this ability to hear. Ever since I was a small child, I've been able to hear.
And you're not talking about hearing like talking to somebody who has passed or whatever. It's more of that intuition that says, this is what is.
Well, it's both.
Okay.
And it's not all the time, it's like it comes and it goes. And so, I mean, it would be exhausting for me to have to always hear what's not really there, to hear the things in the shadows. Like, I don't necessarily want to have my ears open all the time like that, or my heart open all the time like that, or my eyes open all the time like that. But when they are, oh, wow, it's really great. If you're asking me if I can talk with dead things, I can. Or they talk with me.
Okay.
They talk with me. I'm just learning, and I'm just getting actually into the place of where I feel confident to ask questions. And so that's been something I've been playing with recently, of like, what happens if I ask a question? Does it answer? And it does. But this is tricky, because then this is where I have to work the discernment of like, am I making this up, or is it coming through me? I'm trying to grow this muscle, and it's strange and confusing for me. It's hard to know sometimes what is real or what's not real. And sometimes I'm also afraid to actually speak to what I'm experiencing because it's so abstract. I don't think most people will understand what I'm referring to, or I get kind of caught up on the view of being seen as crazy. And this is a spirit wound that I have for sure, is being seen as crazy. I think in some form of past life, I've been seen as crazy for this.
Do you see yourself as crazy?
Not at all. No.
You knew I was going to ask that, didn't you?
Well, but I knew how to answer it too, because
Yes,
I'm absolutely not crazy. And in fact, it is the most grounding thing. It doesn't feel wacky to me at all. It feels like the earth to me.
It's like you're plugging into something enormous.
Definitely. My little neurons are like, suck it up.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then now I regurgitate the information, and however it comes out. What has been really unique, though, now that I've been developing this sense of hearing, my other senses have become more awakened too. And so now I have abilities to see energy that isn't you or me. Sometimes we carry energy that needs to be expressed or escape us. And when I'm working with somebody, I try to remove the unnecessary, the junk, the gunk, in somebody. Sometimes that gunk comes out in shape. It's been a unique thing to be able to see the stuff that's there.
And you're saying see.
Yeah.
And you're clarifying it as different from here. So you physically see And I know this is another impossible question, but
Yeah.
what does it look like? Is it colors? Because you said shape.
Yeah. So it depends.
Okay.
I see in elements. So it comes out in like almost like fire, like sparks, smoke, shadows. Sometimes those shadows take shape like another person. That's really interesting. That's happened a few times now where,
Whoa.
yeah, like something is
Whoa.
coming out of somebody and it's like, oh, hi, friends. And they're all friends. Everybody's a friend so far.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Especially dealing with talking to dead things,
Yeah.
to have that perspective that they're all friends.
Oh, they are. They definitely are. They have things to say.
Okay. Do you think there's enemies out there?
I don't know. I think about this often, actually, because, the state of the world is, it's kind of scary out there, but I do feel like we all come from a place of love. And so we're just all on a different timeline in it. And
A level of awakening.
yeah.
Or being dead asleep.
Yeah. And we have to move through it. So I feel like the interpretation is up to each individual,
Yes.
and my interpretation is we're all friends. We're all friends here.
Oh, so maybe an enemy is what you interpret as an enemy.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. That is so interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was very satisfying to just get a little picture of what the seeing looks like.
Yeah.
What do you hear?
Okay. Well.
And I have a reason for asking this one.
Yeah. I hear my own voice. It always sounds like me on the inside, As some people, I guess, say they don't even hear themselves, and which I find very odd. But I do hear myself and I hear other, but it comes through in my voice, the inner voice. That inner voice inside me doesn't change. Like there's not a grumbling now voice that comes out, that's different than my own. It sounds like me. The feeling is not me though, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm probably going to ask questions about that.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's one of the curiosities is how do you distinguish between the you? Because you said that's what you're working on.
So you have to know yourself really well.
That's how you distinguish.
Exactly. And this is why I meditate, and this is why I practice. I have my own personal practice. And it's to keep myself me and to know when something else is coming through me that is not me.
Okay, so what I hear is it's mostly verbal. It's mostly what you hear audibly is mostly kind of like a voice that's maybe somewhat internal.
Sometimes it comes like sound. It's not just voice. It comes almost like music or like drumming.
Like low.
Yeah.
Deep. Okay.
So a part of what I do is I do visceral listening, which is listening to the waves within the body. And those waves, those vibrations make a tune.
So you hear tones.
I hear tones. Yep.
Any specific ones constantly, or is it just always something different?
So it depends on what we're doing. I haven't given a lot of time to exploring this because in my practice, people come to me for very specific reasons. And so mostly what I'm doing is I'm toning down people. People come to me revved up, like they're vibrating really. And my job, how I want to help people to settle, relax, is I bring down their tones and I connect my own tone to the earth, the beat of the earth. And so I try to then bring that into the person, tone them to the beat of the earth. Yeah. I've never said it in that way before, but.
If you listen right now, can you hear the beat of the earth?
I can. Yeah.
Could you give me an example of what it sounds like?
I can help you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it with my mouth, okay? It goes, ooh, ooh. I need a little bit of a longer breath. It's really long. Mm. Hmm. You know what's really interesting is just like when we breathe in and out, there's like this pause. That pause right there is the most incredible, like feeling peace when it all hits the peak of it or the low of it. It's very comforting. The interesting thing is like we're all experiencing it. We're just moving too quickly to even notice it.
We've trained ourselves to not notice.
Yeah.
Because you never stop and smell the roses, to use a cliche.
Yeah. But it's there for us. And I've had this like vision and this dream. This is how we're going to create world peace, is to all come together at one point and just wait for it together. And then it'll reset us, hopefully. We can reset together all at once. Maybe perhaps we'll start gardening again and painting rainbows all day. I don't know. It's just a funny idea.
Are you talking about grounding to the earth as humanity?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. I feel like that's a huge part of our sickness is we've forgotten who we are and where we come from. So yeah, grounding to the earth as one would be really fucking cool. Wouldn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. And none of what you're saying would have made any muffin sense to me before we moved to the forge here. And the reason I'm asking all these questions, and I asked you to give us an example of it, which was fantastic.
Did that work?
Of course it worked, because it's all interpretation. It's all like, I want to see what is happening behind. What do you look out and see or hear or feel? But if I may tell a quick story.
Yeah, please.
When we moved here out of the city into the woods, I began to hear a tone. I think I've talked to you about this before because I can't help but talk about it because I've been trying to figure out what is going on. And I've had some very minor tinnitus, like just every once in a while you get a little pop sensation and then it starts to go wee.
Yeah.
I imagine everybody has that sometimes. At first, that's what I thought it was. I just thought my ears were ringing. It's very, and it was so subtle that it was like just at the edges of my awareness. Like, it's like, am I actually hearing this? Am I not hearing this? But I'm fucking curious. So I'm like, oh shit, I've got tinnitus. Like it's finally happening. And I was a soldier and I was, I've done all construction since I was 15. Like I should be getting tinnitus. But instead of being afraid of it, I was like, let me see what I can do with this. And this was right when I was starting to try to learn how to meditate. I mean, I was only 3 to 5 years into that practice, which means I was just starting to try to figure out how to even drop in. And as I listened, it resolved. It started to become an actual sound that I could pin down, like I can actually hear it. But it wasn't a flat, dead sound. It wasn't a one ring. It was dancing, modulating up and down differently. And then I could hear another one.
Cool.
That was different. The one was more like electric, super high pitched. Then there was a more tinny, little bit more of like a minor key. Then I got a lower one. And now, at first I thought it was the power lines that we live near.
Yeah, those are kind of loud, are they?
They're loud, but it's a static.
Yeah.
It's totally different now. Now it sounds like a very big, like a gross sound. Like, not gross as in disgusting.
Yeah.
These are so tender, so ephemeral. Were. Now I find myself where in every moment of every day, I feel like I live in an ocean of sound, like I'm a whale.
Yeah.
In an ocean of sound that is not just one sound, it's infinity of spectrums. It's all in a very high register though, but it's always there. And if I'm focused on a task, I forget about it. And then for all intents and purposes, I can't hear it. But the moment I think about it, or especially the moment I drop into meditation or take a puff of THC, it's just like, bam, ocean of sound surrounding me on every side. And I have no idea what it is.
How's it feel for you?
It's incredibly peaceful.
Yeah, good.
And I can follow it to meditation. Like it has been a very powerful tool to help me learn how to meditate, how to still my mind. Because the faster my mind, the louder my thoughts. If I'm feeling like a victim, there's no tones. If I've got the victim stories, oh, that's not fair. And that hurts. And there's no tones.
Yeah.
But when I follow the tones, there's no victim. There's no trouble. There's nothing but the sound the deeper I go into it. And I'm beginning to be suspicious that what I hear is energy. And I think that one of the tones specifically is coming from the center of my head, because when I follow it, that's where I end up.
I believe it.
But there's so many. And it's like, if you focus on any one of them, it could be anything. It's so crazy. But anyway, I don't know what that is. And I don't need to. Like, I'm starting to understand that this isn't about getting to a destination. This is about seeing the adventure.
Yeah, it's exploring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm so interested in the textures and the, like, what exactly is it? Because I don't know. I guess I just want to place myself in the world around me.
Yeah. Well, we have our chakras, our energy centers, and they open and they close. And so it's not surprising that you'd feel it coming through your head.
Do you remember when we were talking
so great
about chakras? I think I had said something about the tones or something. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but basically like, I know about chakras and stuff, but I'm not in tune with them. Like I don't feel it in me. And you looked at me and you were like, maybe you should explore that.
Oh man.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was a moment that stuck in my head, and I started to, and I didn't know how to, because I'm a different person than every book that I read about chakras is going to be that person that wrote it, their experience.
Yeah.
But I just started exploring.
But yeah, it's interpretation, of course. But the unique or interesting thing about interpretation is like we all kind of interpret the same thing, though. If we're going to be talking about chakras, and whoever is exploring their chakras has the same story as the next person who's exploring their chakras, and those are our mechanisms. We all, like I said, we all have a heart, we all have kidneys, we all have, so we all have the same mechanisms, but they're not necessarily all functioning the same. That's the cool stuff. That's where I get all excited, is like, how are these things functioning, and what makes you you? What makes you you? I'm really curious about all of that.
Me too.
Yeah.
This is why I do a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting to learn that anyway.
Yeah. It's really interesting when people come to me to get body work, but they come with a story over and over. They share their stories, and you get a clear picture pretty quickly about who somebody is based on their stories and what they share. But I like to put down the story, actually, and then listen to the body without the story and figure out if their verbal story and then their body story is the same. Sometimes the verbal stories and the body's stories can be really different. And that's where I like to geek out of, like, okay, what is causing this disconnect or this distortion? Or
you're talking about what they present with, my hip hurts.
Yeah.
That's the story.
That's the story. My hip hurts. Okay.
But then I would guess, you didn't say this, but I would guess that the story is also all the other things they say about this and that is happening and this person and that person and whatever. And you're just like putting all those pieces together.
Yes, exactly. So when I went through massage school the first time, we were taught how to read the energy body, the emotional body. And so that's where the foundation of my work goes. I go straight into, what is the emotional body saying? The verbal speaking is the mental body. That's most likely, that's like, I ask a question, how are you doing today? And then the mental processes comes out what the brain is storing. But then if you let the person continue talking, the brain quiets down, and then you can hear other pieces of them talking. Maybe it's their fear. Their kidneys are now talking. Oh, or maybe it's their frustration. They're not happy at work. Their liver is talking. And so I like to listen to these nuances of what's coming until they quiet and they have nothing to say. And they can talk for like sometimes 15, 20, 30 minutes. I've had people talk longer than the session itself. Just they have so much to say, but it's just so much energy stored in their body. But finally, they'll quiet down and we'll pause together. And then I ask, and how is your body feeling? And then we'll connect that. Okay, so we just talked about all the things that are happening energetically. They're thinking they're still talking about their body and the function of their body, but I'm listening for the energy. Mm-hmm. And now we get back to the body, mm-hmm. and then we get to hear how they feel. Oh, this hurts, that hurts, da 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 da. Okay, well, now we have some kind of physical examples of what is occurring in the body. And then when they get them on the table, it's like, okay, we heard the story, we heard the energy, we listened to the body, we see the body, and now let's actually see what's going on underneath the body. And well, that's the good stuff. Mm. That's the potency, discovering the pieces that are not speaking. I like to listen for those pieces and bring light to those pieces. Mm.
I'm going to be exploring this stuff for the rest of my life because I can't look away. It's so interesting. And I mean, like the feeling inside, like there's a little bit of maybe jealousy because the tones that I hear are not influenced or affected or change in any way based on where I am or what I'm doing or who I'm talking to or what's in front of me. It's just there. Like the air I breathe, it's always there. And it leads me to myself.
I was going to say, I think that's you. I would guess that that's you, that you're hearing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can't escape yourself, so.
The thing that always comes to my brain is, so what? What can I do with it? What does it mean? Why? Who cares? Like, okay, I can hear these tones. Once I realize that I'm hearing something that's really there that no one else can hear, how is it helping? Yeah. Like, what do I get from this? And I mean, the only thing I've got so far, I mean, you just nutshelled it there. Mm. I've been slowly getting to that point where I'm like, I'm hearing something inside me.
Yeah.
And when I follow it, it's really helped me with my meditation practice.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
And it feels good to you.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
It's so calming.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you have access to it whenever you want it. It's there for you.
Yeah. But there's that fantasy brain, that part of me that just wants to, like, the magic and the adventure and the exploration. I'm just like, okay, I want this to be a tool that I can use to explore the world in a different way. Mm-hmm. And it is actually, but it's like, I want something tangible. Like, I want to be able to see that the energy flow with my physical eyes, because I know you can. I know it's possible. I know everybody can. Mm-hmm. If you find the right mental state. I've read too many books and listened to too many podcasts of people who are just like, I didn't ask for this, but it is what's happening.
So there's a scene that's on of their physical eyes, but the scene that I think you're referring to comes from seeing without eyes. It's almost like what you take in the periphery of your vision, of, it's there, but the moment you actually like try to catch it with your eyes, it changes, because we're powerful. We're powerful beings. The moment we look at something, the interpretations start. So you have to see it from your wings.
Your periphery.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm starting to realize that it is.
Yeah. It's really amazing. And I would say, like, just keep practicing, because you'll figure out what you're meant to do with it, eventually. And I mean, you already are doing it. It's just...
Mm-hmm. Just starting. And I have a feeling that I can develop and have these, like, what would seem to me now like superpowers. And at that point, I'm going to feel the exact same way. I'm just starting.
Yeah. I'm a bit in that phase right now of feeling like I have superpowers. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of scary, like
everybody says this.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming. And I've been trying to find some form of outlet to practice. And I've been also looking for a form of a teacher that can help guide me and keep me on track, I suppose, and keep me out of the fear state. because it does induce a little bit of fear when you do hear things and see things that aren't obvious to others. It makes me start questioning a lot, and I begin to question myself. And I know that that's not healthy, and that's not the avenue I want to go. So when I say I'm looking for a teacher, it's because I'm like, I want somebody to tell me this is okay. It's okay to see and hear things. And the strangest thing ever is happening as I'm looking for a teacher is the spirits or the voices or the guides, my spiritual guides are coming to me, and they're like, we are the teachers. And so I'm being taught by non-humans, essentially, right now. I visit with them. I sit down with them at the table, just like how we are. We have conversations. They tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, tell me where to work, how to practice, tell me where to go. I'm listening very intently, and I believe in them way more than I believe in, say, you or any other kind of other human who's going to tell me
whatever garble comes out of their brain.
Yeah. So this is a part that's been like, how do I move around now in this world as a professional?
Yes.
Like, how do I do this? And I don't have the confidence yet to be a professional in this world doing what I do. So I still, practice massage.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. Okay. I've got to go back to the guides for a second, because that's a word that it constantly comes up in this research I'm doing. You said they.
Yeah.
There's more than one.
Yes.
Are they consistently similar? Is it the same guide?
No. Right now, I know of 2 specific guides that I have.
Do you know their names?
I do. I'm not ready to share the names. And I'll tell you why. They're too big to share.
Okay.
But they're here for me. And they're here for you too. I don't know if our guides are the same. In fact, I've been a little standoffish to them or to this for a long time, But I've entered into this world now, and I'm just an open book to it. And my life has really dramatically changed in the last few years. And so I've been gifted all this time and space and quietness. And so I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? And in my guide world, I have a connection to my ego guide. She gurgles at me and literally makes my belly gurgle when we're talking. She gurgles through me. It's very fascinating. And then my other guide comes through my sacral cavity. She's my sacral energy. It's really beautiful. And they are mystical.
Is that the second chakra? Sacrum?
Yeah, it's the second. There's root,
okay.
sacrum.
Root, sacrum. Okay. These 2 are the ones that I just can't really feel yet.
Yeah, your gut and your core.
The sacrum and the solar plexus.
Solar plexus, your core.
All the terms, all the technical things don't stick in my head.
Yeah.
I have to feel.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many terms, and it's like.
Yeah. And we're all looking at the same thing, I believe, but we
Definitely.
experience it differently.
Yeah.
You've said that already.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
It seems obviously true.
We're on the same page there. Yeah. We're different, but we're the same,
That feels true.
Yeah. And the other thing, I don't want to name them yet. One of them, my sacral energy, has said, you have permission. She trusts me completely with her voice, which feels epic. You're looking at me like, what? Trust me, I've been in good conversations with her. And so far, it's all feminine.
Mm-hmm. And it all feels connected specifically to inside you.
Inside me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's you.
Yeah.
One of the things I was wondering is, do you feel like it's somebody from a different timeline or a different planet or like whatever your worldview is, but is it somebody else that's coming to be like, you're ready to be helped in this way?
Exactly. It's a mythical being. It's definitely from a different timeline.
Okay.
But it's something that we all refer to and we all talk about on the daily. So she's very present in me and has a voice inside me, and I am a container, a carrier of that voice.
And it's not something you've sought out.
No.
In fact, I hear you saying you have been dragged somewhat to it.
Okay, I got chills because this is a huge part of the struggle, I think, that I am experiencing, because I have not asked for this. It's like you've been chosen, almost like you. And I'm like, wait a minute, me? No.
Well, how do you, Melissa, the physical, three-dimensional being, feel about being dunked into this?
I feel violated. I do. I feel like there's been a violation. And I'm trying to heal that part of me, because I did not ask for this. And I don't know what I would be doing or wanting differently. But now that I am here with it, and there's no turning back, it's like, well, we got to just start trusting each other completely, because I know for a long time I've been avoiding some pieces of myself, even like talking with my intuition. It's like I've known my intuition. I've known myself for a long, long time. Like I've been very deeply connected to myself, and I play with it. I kind of sometimes go to arms with it of like, okay, intuition, you're telling me no? Well, guess what? Yes. And then something drastically bad happens, or I injure myself when I don't listen to my intuition and I try and push up against it. So I know that it's real, and I know that she's sharp and she's going to get me if I don't listen. So yeah, I'm kind of a surrender to that.
Just to go back to the word violation.
Oh, yeah.
The image that comes to my mind, because there's many types of violation, of course.
Yeah.
The image that comes to my mind is somebody, and probably because this is kind of what my experience feels like, somebody in a deep, deep, deep sleep that's being woken up. We have children. We know what it's like to wake them up for school.
Yeah.
And to them, that feels like a violation. Does that kind of describe what you're explaining as a violation?
No, kind of. I think the violation, it is piercing. It pierces me. It takes away my choice. Like I don't have a choice in it. It's a spiritual violation. That's how it feels. But that's only because my human brain isn't quite ready, I have some things to take care of.
But it's friends.
Definitely.
That's the first thing you know.
Yeah, definitely. And friends can be hurtful, Friends can be hurtful. So something feels ready, and I'm sometimes not ready. So I wonder if that makes sense. Like,
oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with what's happening and with what's occurring. It's definitely changed me in a really big way, but it's actually also brought me back to myself. I would say like I found my awakened self, or had an awakening experience when I was 20. I saw myself whole and eternal. And since then, I've kind of put it to sleep. I
weren't ready.
I wasn't ready. And I would say I could blame love for that. I was shown myself, and then I was also in a relationship where I was committed. And in that relationship, I couldn't just walk away from someone I loved to go be whole for myself. I didn't have the power, I guess, or the confidence to do that, to just let go of love and be like, this is the direction I'm needing to go.
Do you feel like whatever it is that you got a glimpse of cannot exist fully in relationship?
I'm wondering that right now. I have some tendencies to be very adaptable.
Are you talking about like people pleasing?
Yeah, very, very I have a people pleaser center that is big. I can change my direction for love. Now that I'm in a place of not necessarily having such major commitments, I get this opportunity to explore this kind of like infinite love. And
the whole context of what the whole meaning of relationship just explodes and changes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm experiencing that too.
Yeah.
And just so much. Like I can really relate to that. The concept of relationship that I have now doesn't even compare to what I always thought relationship was. Like it feels like every definition of relationship, everything that I thought was relationship and love and all that is really just codependency, like enmeshed codependent patterns and cycles. And I'm oversimplifying it and I'm using hyperbole, but
I'm wanting to explore love in an interconnected kind of way and not in that codependent kind of way. And I am practicing that really strictly almost. I don't know if that's the right word right now, but that's the one that's coming. Yeah, I'm trying to really, really take it seriously, like where I am with love, because I don't want to give up on loving others or,
yes,
I don't want to become a hermit and live in the cave and be all alone just to talk with my ego, or my intuition. Like, no, I want to integrate it and be interconnected with it all. And that includes learning how to stand true to myself and stand whole and not waver into being adaptable for somebody else's self or purpose.
And this is a current exploration for you. So we'll find out what you find on the other side.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because of course I want to ask a bunch of questions about, is relationship possible without codependency? If you heal completely from that people pleasing, that whatever you want to call it, is relationship possible? But we'll find out. Yeah,
I believe it is, but you have to find a unique other person who is also radically invested in their own practice.
I think of it as a complete human, basically. Someone who is a self-contained unit.
Yeah.
Someone who is fully complete as themselves.
Yeah, which is hard to find, right?
Because it takes so much pain and healing.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. Most people don't have the time and space in their lives to dedicate themselves to it, which is really sad. Like we're all just too busy, moving too quickly, trying to get home the bacon,
Yeah. Not to mention social media.
Oh gosh. Well, that's really confusing. I think social media is a really amazing tool. It's a beautiful way to express art. We're all artists, which is really cool.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
that's a new concept for me too.
Yeah.
Whew, so exciting.
Yeah. It's a great tool for expression, but it's really confusing when so many messages are just flying around and gosh, what a mess.
Yes. And it's mostly used as marketing to take us out of ourselves.
Yeah. It's like the absolute opposite of what we're needing or should be doing. But, it's entertaining. I find it incredibly boring, actually. I find making the creative process of social media really fun, but being on it is just
scrolling.
God, give me a break.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. I feel like I'm starting to experience that, where that doom scrolling cycle is. I'm just I find myself doing it in 5 minutes later. I'm like, this doesn't feel good. What am I doing? And then I just stop.
Yeah, it's just numbing brain.
Less and less addictive.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of doing that on its own because the algorithms are just becoming so. You just start seeing the same thing over and over and over. And it's seriously, this is. Yeah.
But I think that's the dopamine hit. And I think that as I'm healing from that part of me that is hurting and wants that dopamine hit, there's nothing for it to satisfy. And so it's boring.
Yeah.
Because what are the other chemicals? The love chemical, and I'm so bad with names, but
oxytocin.
Oxytocin. It makes the dopamine feel like nothing.
Yeah.
Like boring.
Boring. Yeah.
Yeah. You said that it's scary experiencing these sensations, sounds, voices, other things that other people can't experience.
Yeah, well, okay, it's not really scary. What's scary is talking about it, being honest about it.
Because you're afraid that the person you're talking to is going to be like, cuckoo.
Yeah, cuckoo.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've had more than one person tell me in discussions like this, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
You're talking about something that you're being dragged to, that there has been this growing hunger in me for whatever my version is. Like, I'm realizing that I'm not going to get anyone else's version, but I know that it's there and I want to see it. And it's almost like the more I let go of my attachment to that urgency, the deeper the hunger gets, the more real it gets. And every time somebody says it's scary or be careful what you wish for, my response from every fiber of my being is fucking bring it.
Yeah. Well, once you know, you know. And then that's the thing, is like, once you know, you can't go back.
Yeah. But that's what I was curious about, that. What do you mean it's scary?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, once you see where you're going or what you're meant to do, you can't deny it.
There's no way.
And
there's no way.
Yeah. And then if for myself, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to practice this medicine that is so abstract and like magical, and somehow I'm supposed to now just talk about it like it's.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And well, that's scary for me.
Yes.
But I'm getting better about it, and I'm getting more confident, and I think I'm done being told what's happening to me versus like people are telling me like, you're an oracle. And I'm like, no, I'm not, oh, you're a shaman. I'm like, I am not. Oh, you're a, and it's like, no.
Cute box, but you can keep it.
Yeah. Like I'm going to figure this out for myself. Thank you very much. And I'm none of those things. I'm me. And so I knew myself whole. I had my awakening moment way back when. I'm 44 now. So 24 years ago, I'd say. And I let that whole bit of me just kind of grow quiet. Like I was like, one day I'll get back to you. And I started meditating on that. One day I'll get back to you. And I had to work through a lot of discomfort to hold myself in patience, I guess. Knowing that one day I will have the time and space to explore this piece of me. But right now I'm dedicated to this other relationship and building a life with someone and raising a family and having an adventure with somebody. But I knew inside myself that one day would come where I would have the time and space to explore this other piece of me. And here I am. And now I have that time and space. And so I'm in the place of like, I'm no longer afraid to talk about it because it is really real. And I keep having these really intense occurrences or experiences that are confirming that it's real. And so I'm not interested in denying it anymore. And in fact, I think it's really groovy to talk about it now and explore it. And now that I know for myself what it is for me, I don't have to be confused by what anybody else's interpretation is. It's like I have my own interpretation and you're welcome to have yours. And I'm not going to be worried about it. I feel solid. And that feels really good. But now what,
That's my question. Because you are still practicing massage.
Yeah.
But I heard you say that that's because you're not brave enough. No, that's not it. I guess you're just not quite ready to fully step into the next chapter.
Yeah.
So you're still meshing it through what you know.
Yeah.
Is the next chapter still Armadillo Moon, or is there an entirely different?
So I think Armadillo Moon will forever be the title of the practice, but the practice itself it'll be evolving. It's an evolving practice. I don't know where it's going to land. I'm just starting to actually study spiritual midwifery. And so I'm going to be bringing in midwifery skills into this of like, so the version of where I'm going is bigger than I know. In lots of ways, I've been told that I am one to help with transitions. So whether that means life or death or ego, or I'm here to help others transition. I don't know necessarily what that entails completely, But I'm going to start with birth and study midwifery and bring those skills into an adaptive form and integrate them into the practice. So that's going to be like a 2 to 3 year focused commitment. I do have, I would say, a lot of shamanic energy or earth energy wrapping around me. So I want to work in close relationship to healers who also practice this, to learn from them, to learn their techniques, so I can continue developing my own.
What does that look like? Working like that, what you're talking about, working with other healers?
It's working in ceremony, basically, working within sacred held spaces. And I'm a real dork, I would say, like geeky, dorky geek about energy. Like I would say I'm mastering the art of energy. And I want to get into like energetic shit, the word's not coming to me right now. Obstetrics.
Oh yeah.
You know, like where I'm doing almost like laser energetic X-ray vision,
energetic ultrasounds.
Yeah, basically like going back old school, like I'm talking like old world medicine where, and this is going to actually need to happen, I think, as our world changes. You know, we're running out of sources, energy sources, and we're going to have to go back into a time where we don't have all these metal tools anymore. We have our tools are our hands or our eyes or our heart, and
energy sources like you'd mean coal and
exactly. Yeah. We're running out of.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I kind of want to like be in that zone of how do we heal or work with the body without using these outside sources.
And this whole community thing, this whole doing it in community or in circle or however you want to look at it, you can't create community.
Yeah.
How do you find that?
I'm looking for it right now. I'm searching for a community right now to share, be a part of. I have my feelers out there. The visions that keep coming, they're bringing me to Peru, and my spirit animals come to me, you know? And I have a spirit llama that comes to me who is telling me, you have an adventure in Peru to go to. Like, it's time for your Peru adventure, you know? And that's where I'm going to be studying midwifery.
Oh, okay.
So that finally came to fruition. It was like, aha, I know what I'm doing next. Feels really good to know that now, because I've had this mysterious Peru feeling inside of me for quite a long time. And I'm like, what is going on in Peru for me? You know, and now I know. Awesome. Another animal that I feel like is in Peru that is calling me is some kind of big black cat. And I believe she's my shapeshifter cat. And I'm going to go find her. She's actually going to find me, but we're going to meet at some point, which is kind of a unique thing to know. Is I have a big cat out there that is my cat. We're the same person. We're like the same thing. She's working for me and I'm working for her.
And it's all wide open sky. Who knows how it'll be written?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's going to be written, but I will say I have an idea for myself.
Yes.
I do have an idea. I have the ability to see forward and backwards.
In time?
In time. Yeah.
Okay.
For myself and sometimes for others. I can see myself throughout quite a few lifetimes, and I can see myself in the future of where I'm going. What I don't know is the middle, and I think that's where I am now. So I don't know where I'm going now, but I know where I will be going next. I think it's my next life that I see myself. I'm not sure, for sure.
It's very abstract stuff.
It's very abstract. Yeah, of course. And it's all imaginative.
Of course.
It's my imagination. It's my psyche building the story.
And right now, you've said you are working on determining what is just the pure brain fantasy versus what am I actually getting as the bridge.
That's right. Yeah. And that's, I have to let go of my brain. It's actually like what I'm feeling. And this is how I know is when my centers all go bing, they chime together and it's like, aha, that's it. And so I know myself forward and backwards. I just don't know the goop in between. Am I strawberry jelly or am I apricot jelly?
But I get the sense that with every minute that ticks by, you're tasting.
Oh, God, yeah. It's delicious.
And the truth is, you don't need to know exactly what it is to just be in pure enjoyment of it.
No, yeah. And I think like when it's not tasty, that's when I know something's wrong. Like I'm in the wrong place or I'm not doing something that is for my best self.
Does having a vision of the future limit your ability to be here now?
When I allow it to speak louder or be louder than the here and now, yeah, it can affect my presence for sure. And I've been kind of aloof with that lately because it's been such an adventure for me to be exploring the ins and outs of
the spiritual world.
Yeah, we can call it that. It's like my consciousness, call myself like a psychonaut, where I'm just exploring my psyche, and it's very fascinating. It's very beautiful. I've let myself in the most recent couple years really just go overboard with the explorations of it. Now I feel more grounded. Okay, I see myself. I keep seeing the same darn thing over and over and over. So, okay, it's not changing, might as well just get used to that. Now I'm like, well, like my life of experience, like a really traumatic experience. And so that threw me into this trauma brain of exploring all the things like why, trying to find answers to life's hurt. And I'm done exploring those questions now. It's like, now I know. Now I understand. Okay. Now it's just time to get back to business, which is now. Business is now.
Feels to me like you're describing the process of finding balance.
Oh, yeah. I let myself just expand and get out of whack a little bit. And now I'm reeling it in, baby, making good sense of it all. And here I am.
And from everything I've ever learned of balance, you're going to spend the rest of your life going this way and then that way and then this way and then that way and finding slowly how do you shift into the small shifts. Beautiful.
Yeah, walking the rope.
Walking the rope. That's what I was seeing in my little mind movie.
I feel really lucky to know myself. I feel really, really lucky. There's so many people who are lost, essentially. And
yes,
like I said, I've known myself for a really long time, like I'm talking about like lifetimes of knowing myself. So it's important to keep true to that. And luckily for me, that tightrope is pretty straight, I might have wobbled and dipped, but I don't think it's on my own accord, I think life on the outside kind of made me wobble a little bit. And now I'm back on track again with myself and processing grief and trauma and back to me now.
So interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now I'm calming all my energy down.
Okay.
Because I could ask you questions for the rest of the day. There is a world full of people who are coming online that are looking for language.
Yeah.
That's really all I'm doing is looking for language because the experience is inside me.
Yeah.
I just need the language to make sense of it. And so
something that I do as part of the practice for myself is I turn off everything. I turn off all the outside noise. I turn off the voices that are coming at me. I turn off the media. I turn off the TV, the devices, and I listen to the inside of me. And there's a lot of distraction out there in the world. And it is really important if you are wanting to discover something inside, you have to remove yourself from the outside.
That's a lesson that I've been learning over and over and over lately. I'm looking outside. I'm trying to see
the language
out there, but it's not out there.
Yeah, it's in. Yeah, exactly.
It's the periphery.
Yes.
I turn off the focus vision,
Yeah.
focus hearing, and boom, there comes the periphery.
Yeah.
Well, in hearing anyway, vision, not yet, but
yeah.
I'll get there.
So that's what I've been doing is like, I'm not reading. I'm trying to figure out my own language. And instead I'm the one writing and I'm the one discovering. And what's really groovy is I wake up in the morning, and I do my meditations and then I'll write usually. And what comes out of me are sometimes words I've never even heard of. And I know how to spell it, it just comes out, flows out of me. And then I have to interpret my own words of like, what does all this mean? And that's been really like a fascinating journey in itself of discovering the language that is my language coming out. And I'm now in a place of, okay, I have a lot of words and a lot of stories, and I have a lot of experiences to share. And I'm reading now again, and I'm studying other people for context to make sure that I'm not crazy,
Yes, I do.
It's like, okay, what is actually happening with me, and has somebody else experienced this before? And it's like, aha, so many people experience this. And so, nope, I'm not crazy. This is real. This does happen. It's really validating, I would say.
Where can those of us who are looking for language find the parts of it that you're sharing?
The most direct way is through meditation.
I mean, the parts that you, Melissa, are sharing. Where can people go to see what you create in whatever way you do right now?
Yeah. Well, I have a few little projects going on. I have my website, which is armadillomoon.net.
Okay.
That's evolving, but that's where I put some of my writing.
Okay.
That's where you can also book a session with me.
Okay.
What I am trying to practice more of is I'm calling it quantum somatics. That is my own unique form of energy work, which makes my heart centers blossom. It's so great. I am starting to do a bit of spoken word, which is like bringing my stream of consciousness to life through voice. I'm not very good at any of this, the recording, and let's say technology is not really my friend. And in fact, it gets in the way a lot for me. But what I've been doing is I've been doing just recording my voice memos like on my phone and uploading them onto SoundCloud. And so I have a few little things you can listen to there, which is kind of fun.
Is that accessible through your website as well?
I have a couple, that you can click onto. And
Okay. And do you post content to social media?
Yeah, I do. I'm taking a big break from social media right now. I've kind of poured myself into it the last couple of years, just learning how to build content, I guess. And now I'm not sure if it's actually serving a purpose other than just having, it's just offering me a creative outlet.
Okay.
But it's our Armadillo Moon Medicine on Instagram.
Okay.
And then I have a little YouTube channel too, which is kind of fun. But, it's all just new to me. It's kind of like granolaed together right now.
Well, that gives people that are curious a way to connect with you, follow you.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Something else that you can follow me with or how you can follow me is I try to do a performance once a year, dance performance, and I'm getting ready to audition for my this yearly performance. And so that's one way you can see energy come out of me in real life, real time on stage. And so I'm excited to share that coming in the spring.
I imagine that's going to be, you're definitely going to share that on social media.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm taking like I said, I'm taking a little break from social media, but I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I just needed I'm doing a big old cleanse right now because I'm getting ready for ceremony. So social media is part of that cleanse.
For ceremony?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean? Like ayahuasca?
Yeah, I'm going to be stepping into sacred container and working with medicine.
Ayahuasca is on my bucket list.
Yeah.
One day.
One day.
Not today. My life just isn't set up for the kind of preparation and time that takes. But I want to try. I mean, my life motto is I want to try almost everything at least once.
Yeah, and you will.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going this round though to actually heal the violation.
Wow.
I'm facing it, being like, why?
Wow.
And how dare you, by the way.
Oh, I am very much looking forward to hearing what that experience ends up being for you.
Yeah.
Because I've read too many ceremony trip reports not know that it doesn't go the way you think it will sometimes.
I know. That's kind of like something I have purposely not done is read any reports. I'm just like, I'm going in very pure. I have no other ideas floating around in my own head.
Wait, is this going to be your first time?
No, it's not my first time.
For some reason, I thought you had before. Okay.
Yeah, no, but I for my first time, I intently was like, I'm not reading anything about this. I'm being asked to do this, like basically by the medicine itself. It's luring me in. So I'm here to listen and to pay attention.
And that's a thread I hear every time. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah. How could I not be curious?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a curious thing. So I'm going in this time with an intent. My intent before was just to be open, to be an open vessel for it. And now I'm going in with an intent to ask questions and to heal this part of me that feels violated. I'm hoping to at least get some kind of answer through that. I have a whole bunch of ideas, but I'm letting all those ideas go. And we'll see what happens.
Beautiful. You've so deeply scratched itches for me in this conversation. What have you not said? What more is there from your perspective that needs to be said in this moment?
Feels good to think that we could be on a road to something better, and I really do believe that for us.
I feel like anybody who is opening themselves up to share the art, the healing, same thing, whatever you want to call it, that they've found, the art that they've found to heal themselves.
That's right.
I think that is the most courageous thing, because we're full of a world that is echo chambered in TikTok and Instagram reels.
Yeah.
And anything that's different is immediately rejected.
Yeah.
Because that's the nature of the human brain. The human thought structure is to reject things that don't seem familiar. And you're sharing it anyway, and you're doing it anyway, and you're doing it more, and you're opening up. So thank you for sharing your art, your healing with the world.
I have no other option.
Yeah.
This is my purpose.
I hear that a lot when I say that. And I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I have no other option. I have to find out what is happening behind your sensory apparatus. What is it gathering? How does it see it?
Yeah.
Because it's so fun.
It is fun.
And it's so interesting.
Thank you for providing this space for us and for offering the space for voice to come through, my voice, and for giving us this time to share this friendship together in this way. This is really fun. Excited to hear the final edit of it. And I was really nervous coming in, of course. I still feel a little nervous. That's okay.
Yes, it is.
It's fine. I've been twirling this thing the whole time.
Nice.
I do appreciate sharing a bit of who I am.
And boy, the world needs voices like yours. The voices that are afraid to share. It's an epidemic. The world is full of people who are waking up.
Yeah.
I just see it more and more. I can't look away anymore.
Get ready.
That's the feeling I have too.
Yeah.
And so thank you for your courage to share in the face of it all.
Heck yeah.
To share your art, to share your healing, to share your journey.
Yeah.
To share your voice.
You know, if you're experiencing any type of confusion around what you are experiencing, Like, this is what I can help with, is to help ease that confusion. That is my purpose, my medicine, is to remind people of their power and remind people of their light and remind people of their peace and to remind people that we are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Your gifts are just as incredible as my gifts, and they deserve to be seen and loved and shared too. I'm really all about awakening those pieces. In the community of Corvallis, it's kind of small here, you know? I don't quite know how to market myself or attract people to this kind of work,
yes.
But it feels good to be on the path to discovering how, though. And I'm not worried about it anymore. I just am gonna keep trudging, keep trekking.
And that's the overwhelming thing that came to me when you said that, is you do not need to.
Yeah.
The type of work you do is, I don't have words for this, but it's the work of the universe. And the universe is going to bring to you exactly the connections you need, exactly when it's the right time.
Right.
As you learn to listen, because boy, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, gosh.
You're already doing it. And here you are. And here I am.
It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
A lot of love and deep thanks to Buddy Anderson for his original music and audio engineering. This podcast sounds the way that it does because of his heart and the way that he listens. Explore his sound at From Another Mista on Spotify. Well worth the listen. And to Angela Cook, our producer, thanks for holding the vision, weaving the threads, and helping every episode land with clarity and care. To every one of you who's subscribed, listened, shared, or just felt something along the way, thank you. You're part of this too. Your attention is sacred. I don't take it lightly. Stay curious. I'll see you next time.